So yesterday I was telling you that my generator, the little one, not the big ones, the Power Smart, I run it all the time. It's 2 years old and it's probably got 1,000 hours on it already. I mean, it's just a little Chinese cheap generators, 200 and I don't know, 250 bucks. They don't even sell them anymore. It's an inverter generator, and it's a little bit, that's a little bit louder than the suitcase generators. But yesterday I got up and it wouldn't start, and I took the air filter out and cleaned it, and it started, but it was still making a little bit of a popping noise. And it was raining, and all day yesterday it was raining, so I just let it go. So this morning, well, I ran it last night and it was still doing that popping, and I knew I had some issue with it, and I kept thinking, well, it's probably a spark plug. I mean, I haven't changed spark plug since I bought it. I clean the air filter and change the oil regularly. I change the oil more than I need to, and so this morning I got up and it wouldn't start again. And I did the same thing, took the air filter out, thinking, well, maybe it'll start that way. It didn't start. So I went up and got some starting fluid and sprayed it in there, and it started and died. So it tells me we had a fuel related issue. But it has two fuel filters. It has one at the top here where you pour it in. It's like a little screen. And then I added one into the fuel line. And I figured that, you know, it would never get clogged. I've always added an extra one on all my generators, and I've never had to change them. So, I mean, it's dark. It wasn't raining. It was last night. And so, let's see, did I explain everything? I started it last night, but sometime during the night it had died. So I didn't get a very good charge. So I needed to run it a little bit this morning, just so I could get enough electric to turn my computer on. Man, I need to cut the grass. It rained yesterday and it sprouted up. Wow. So here it is, 4:30 in the morning. I got my headlamp on. I take it up there and I open it up, change the fuel filter, which it's pretty tight in there. And then I had to see if I had a spark plug, so took spark plug out. I had one that had the same thread, the same length for the electrode, but the glass part up at the top, it was too short. But it worked, and the reason it worked, they have a longer one because of the spark plug wire is metal, but that little one, it did work. It was the same spark plug, it just had a little bit, the glass was smaller at the top, the insulation glass. So I changed it, and it fired up and runs great. So I came down here just to see if it will start, because it's been cooling down for several hours now. So you and I are going to find out together if I fix the problem. So I cleaned the air filter, changed the fuel filter, changed the spark plug. Yeah, that starts right up. So now I know somebody's going to say, I thought you were a lawnmower mechanic. Yeah, I am. And the thing is I could have changed all that. Somebody asked me a while back, why do I change spark plugs so much on my lawnmower repair business? And well, in the lawnmower repair business, when you ask for a service, you expect everything serviced. So I don't need to change the spark plug because I can recognize, oops, something's not right. And at 4:30 in the morning with my headlamp on, I can change out the spark plug, and you know, I got all the parts available. I just go into the camper, grab the spark plug I need, grab the fuel filter, and I change it in a half hour, even with the headlamp on. But during the service, the customers asked you to do these things so he doesn't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning and realize his stuff isn't going to run. So that's why you change the spark plug when you're working on customer stuff. So, but sure did clean it up. And the spark plug did look a little crudded up. This is where the chicken coop used to be. And the grass just grows really thick here, of course, because it's got all that chicken manure. So I guess I need to get out here soon. That's where Skitty is buried, right there. That's her cat. I miss her. She was a good cat. Oh, and I've been telling you about Girly, how she's, you know, she's just been slow on the recovery. And her lungs, she's constantly coughing, and it was getting pretty serious. Well, Carolyn bought Mullen, M-U-L-L-E-N, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm spelling it so you understand what I'm saying. Mullen, M-U-L-M-E-L. Anyway, she bought some tea and has been giving it to her. And this morning, she got out and acted like a dog for the first time since we've met her. She came out. There was a possum or something. You know, I let her out and I sat down in a chair. All of a sudden I heard a ruckus behind me, and she's chasing this whatever it is, and her tail's up and wagging, and now she's sniffing everything just like a dog. So brought her in, didn't think any more of it. Well, I came back out to shut the generator off is what I did. I only ran it for like an hour and a half. Came back up and she wanted out again. So I let her out, and I wanted to pet her, but she wouldn't even let me get close to her. She wanted to come out and sniff around and have a good time. So when she did come back in, she came in and jumped on the bed like she's been doing it all along. But she hasn't. She's been sleeping under the bed. And she hung out there for the longest time, and she wanted to play and get petted. Of course, Red, she gets very jealous. So I'm petting Girly, Carolyn's petting Red, and we're having a good time. And she seems like she just got healthy overnight. So that's good. You know, I would hate to have to, I just want to give them the best life possible until they're gone. But, you know, everything takes money. What else is going on? Oh, this morning. So, I have a fairly new computer. It's a refurbished computer. I bought it off Amazon. It had Windows 10 on it. And I bought it a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago. Probably closer to a year and a half ago. So it's still fairly new. And then this year, Windows came out and said that they were going to discontinue Windows 10. So of course I did what everybody did. I tried to upgrade, and you know, my computer's not compatible. And so I've been watching tons of videos trying to figure out what I can do to mitigate the problem, is the best way to put it, because I didn't want to buy a new computer. And I just bought this one, and I just really didn't want to buy another one, even if I bought a cheap one. And the thing is the computer is only used for a few things. I use it to get on Facebook, to kind of advertise the business, the lawnmower repair hobby business. And I get, you know, social groups for the area. That's where I advertise from, or in. And then I joined this other group for lawnmower repair, you know, just a group of people that. So I don't use it Facebook much. YouTube Studio, I upload my videos on YouTube Studio. So I have 3 tabs open all day long: Facebook, YouTube Studio for this channel, and YouTube Studio for the other channel. And they're open all day long. I refresh them occasionally. And then I have 2 editors. I have a very old editor that's obsolete, and it's even hard to get. I mean, you can still download it on some weird pages, and one of these days I won't be able to get it. But it came with like Windows XP. I mean, it's really old, and so they don't support that anymore. It's not a very good editor, but it's just easy to use. It's really easy to use. And so making these vlog videos, that editor is perfect. And then I have a newer editor that is a Windows editor, and it's really fancy, and I use that one in combination with the old one for the other channel. And the reason I do that is because it makes the file sizes so huge, the new one does, that the computer can't really handle editing with those huge file sizes. So I edit it, you know, I take out all the stuff I don't want on the old editor, and that makes the file size smaller. And then I put it in the new editor, and then I can do some zooming in and add music, and you know, just I can do some, well, I can do actually a lot of stuff with it. I just don't need to. But there's all kinds of things I can do with that new editor. So 2 editors, Facebook, YouTube, Studio, and that's it. That's all I use that computer for. I don't use it for anything else. So I just really didn't want to buy a new computer after I just bought this one. So like I said, I've been trying to figure out how I can mitigate the problem with Windows 10. Well, they come out and said, well, they'll support it until next year if I do some things, like if I buy the cloud. I don't know how true any of this is. I mean, I don't know what I really have to do and what I don't have to do. What I knew is I probably wasn't, I'm just guessing, I probably wasn't protected from hackers. Oh, and there's one other thing I do. I also get into my bank information, obviously, but I can do that from my phone, so that's not critical. So the phone could handle it. But I wanted to protect, you know, all my passwords and everything, and Windows 10, you know, they kept saying I was vulnerable. So this morning I got some sort of warning saying that, you know, I was at risk for something, and it worried me again. So I tried to figure out if I was protected again this morning, and I just couldn't figure it out. Maybe I'm just too stupid, I don't know. It was fun. It's funny because I used to program databases for a living. I ran a company where I programmed. I set up my home network. I was the first one that any of my other, you know, folks that worked on this stuff. I set up my own first home net. I was first to set up my own home network out of all the group of people I knew. I think the internet company was called Lisco in Ottumwa, Iowa, or somewhere around there, Knoxville, Iowa. So I had multiple computers hooked up on a landline. So I mean, I used to be pretty good with computers, but today it's like, man, either I don't want to, I don't know, or it's beyond me, I don't know. So I decided, well, I'm going to check into Norton antivirus, and I looked into it, and it was $30. And Norton says they would help, that it's not going to be a guaranteed protection, but it would help. So I thought, well, heck, for $30, it'll give me another year until maybe I can figure out what to do. You know, that's $30 is better than $300. So I get Norton installed, and I'm up and happy, and I get on my phone and I look at YouTube, and the very first video that popped up from some guy that I watched one time years ago with Verizon, hooking up a Verizon hotspot, probably 6 or 7 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, he's showing people how to upgrade to Windows 11 using your existing computer that's not compatible with Windows 11. And I thought, oh yeah, right. However, I had watched one video. Now here's what's so funny, is I'm trying so hard for security. I'm trying to be secure. So Google notices that I'm looking at options for Windows 10 to 11, you know, all these options. So what does it do? It tells YouTube, hey, this guy's got some security risks, so let's make him feel really unsecure by giving him a video first time he opens up YouTube, telling him that he's at risk. So anyway, I watched this guy's video, and what he says is there's the new computers have some sort of security chip in it that Windows 11 adapts to. And I mean, I watched several videos on it this morning, and apparently it's so Microsoft can basically track everything you do. Yeah, they can take control of your computer. It's forcing you to use the cloud and all this stuff. I don't know. I was worried about my security, and the only thing I got out of today's internet searching was, now these big companies are just gonna mess with my security instead of hackers. So anyway, I watched this video, and he went through the whole process on how to upgrade a computer that it was not compatible to Windows 11. And I thought, you know, if this doesn't work, I'm still gonna have to go out and get a computer. And if I don't do it, you know, how safe am I? I could just hope and pray that Norton will protect me until I'm ready to get a new computer, until this one just stops working. So, but I went ahead and did it, and now I have Windows 11. So everything seems to be working just fine. I've checked everything. I backed up, you know, you can do this little backup thing on your computer. That way I can revert to Windows 10 if I had to. But it seems to be working. The only thing that didn't work was WordPad. I had, you know, I've got this document full of important information on WordPad, and I should have copied that to an external drive because it didn't transfer right. It had all these odd looking characters, kind of like programming characters. So I had to delete all that out, the programming characters, so I could get my sheet to look like it was supposed to. But other than that, everything was fine. So maybe I have saved my computer for a while. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video over to my other channel. It'd be a brand new video day. I really appreciate it if you go check it out. So hope I can inspire you to get up early so you can take care of all your problems and you're living your dreams. Thanks for watching.